everybody. Hi, friends. Sherry, Maria, Mavis, nice to see you guys. And I know there's more people even that don't have your video on yet. But we'd love to see your lovely faces if you're willing to turn your video on. Remember, we can't hear you in these unless you unmute yourself. I don't have the power to unmute you and hear you sing. But we'd love to see your faces. It's so good to have you on today. We're going to be going through a warm-up and then exploring mixed voice exercises in the song We Praise You. And we'll get right into it. I'm going to hand things over to my good friend, Justin. Justin, say hello.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in this world.
Yeah, so Justin has been in my coach training program this past year and a bit. He's just on the tail end getting ready to be certified, and I'm really excited. Some of you I know have seen him on these webinars before. He's done a couple in the last couple months. And so I'm going to hand things over to him. I'll be doing some demonstrations and stuff along the way for the female key when we get to song stuff. But Justin, you go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, awesome. Guys, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. I know the weekends are a great time, can be a great time for rest, unless you're like my family with 6 of us, 4 kids. There's always activity going on, which, by the way, if for whatever reason you guys suddenly hear a vacuum cleaner going on, it's because my family is cleaning the house right now, or the dog might pop through here at some point. So just if that happens, completely ignore it. We'll just dive on in. So good to see you guys. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with a warm-up. Okay, so here's what I want everyone to just do: a nice free vocalization of a lip roll. Keep it nice and relaxed. Up and down your range. This is one of the best ways to warm up and to exercise the voice. Keep it going. If you need to, use your fingers to pull in your lips a bit, do that. Keep it super relaxed. This is great because it more naturally takes pressure and the strain off of our vocal cords and helps coordinate and strengthen our cords too. Keep it going. Hope you guys are feeling that. If you need to kind of get that neck nice and relaxed while you do it. After a long, hard week. Very good. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off and do a 5-note scale on that same lip roll. And I can't encourage you guys enough to actually to actually keep it super relaxed. Don't be afraid if there's a little bit of disconnection in your voice there. Your vocal cords are still coordinating at some level there. So I'm going to start off with the guys, okay? With the male vocals, and we're going to start a lip roll. Ladies, I'm going to ask you to kind of hold tight, and I'll cue you guys in when you need to come. So with the guys, we're going to go. Keep it going, guys. I would love to see all the visuals, everyone's face if possible in the call. Just want to check and make sure you're doing things correctly. Yeah, keep it super relaxed. Little to no effort in this one. Ladies, I'm going to have you come in here in just a second. Or if you want to, you can dive on in right now. Totally fine. And guys, the moment you feel a little bit of that pinch in the chords of that voice, I want you to tap out. Ladies, keep going. Yeah, feel that nice release there. Nice warmth in the chords. Yeah, if you can't do a lip roll, a tongue trill is a good option as well. I can't do a tongue trill for the life of me. Okay, keep it going if you can, ladies. Just a few more. If you need a drop out, you can. Just feel that release up in that head right now. Good, let's do one more. Good, good. How's that feeling? Feeling good? Thumbs up. So let's go into a little bit of a chest voice warm up. Okay, I want everyone just to say ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. I want you to feel that resonating right here in your mouth. I don't want you to go ba ba ba. It's just too much pressure on the chords. Keep it super relaxed, almost as if you're talking. Ba ba ba. Good. I'm going to start with the guys. I'm going to start you on a 5-note scale up and down. And what's cool about this exercise in particular is that it helps build strength and fullness in your chest voice. So we're starting with the guys. I'm going to go ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Good. I would not recommend the ladies try to go down to this right now, okay? You'd be doing a lot of vocal frying down here. Good, guys. Make sure your mouths stay nice and narrow. We don't want them to go wide, because that really adversely affects the resonance in our voices. Keep it going. Okay, ladies, if you want to come on in, you can. For any of the guys, feel free if you need to drop out right here, you can, as we're getting higher. Yeah. Good. Again, keep it super relaxed. Remember, focus the sound right here in the mouth. No pressure on the chords here. Yeah, good. I'm liking a lot of the mouth shapes I'm seeing here. Good, just one more for the ladies. Good, good. You guys still feeling good? Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's switch over to some head voice. Right now, I just want everyone to go, woo! I really wish I could hear you guys, but okay, give me a goo, goo, goo. Goo! Feel that nice release in the head. Okay, we're gonna do a goo descending octave scale. All right, for those of you that know a lot about discover your voice and master your voice, this is one of the exercises we do. This exercise helps build strength and power in the head voice and also in our vocal muscles here. So starting with the guys, we're gonna go goo, 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 goo. Just with the guys. Keep that mouth narrow, really puckered. Ladies, you can join in right here. Guys, you need to tap out right here, I'd recommend. Yeah, keep those mouths, lips puckered, as if you're getting ready to blow a kiss. Yeah. Feel that release there. Good, good. How's that feel? Do you guys like? I love head voice exercises. I don't know about you guys. I absolutely love them. Okay, so let's get on to one of our favorites. Those of us that are in the worship vocalist community, we love these pharyngeal exercises. I want everyone just to give me a good wah, wah. Okay, you may need to narrow that mouth. If you go too wide, we're going to build some tension in there, and our voices aren't going to have the right type of resonance that they need. Give me that wah, wah. This encourages some nice release and blend of resonance in the voice. And that excessive whiny sound kind of helps keep the vocal cords together through that transition or that vocal break spot in our voices. Wah. Good. Okay, I'm going to start with the guys again. And we're going to do it like this. It's going to go wah, 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 wah. Ladies, I'll bring you in here in just a second. Good. Keep that whiny sound in that. If you need to crinkle your nose, you can. Feel that release up there. Ladies, you can join in right about here. For the guys, feel free to tap out. Again, feel a little bit of that release into the head because this is kind of mixing it just a bit, but keep it nice and whiny. Good. Last one. Good. Everyone feel good? Feeling good? Nice and warmed up on a Saturday? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Before we go into the song, I just want everyone to just kind of get our bodies nice and relaxed. Just give me a... Feels good. Just nice, good stretches because we want our body muscles as relaxed as possible. Any bit of tension anywhere is going to cause tension in the voice, okay? Nice and relaxed. Cool. Cool. Okay. So, what you're here today, what we're all here today, is to talk about the song We Praise You. This is a song done by Bethel Music, co-written with Matt Redman, and if you have listened to the recordings at all, it's led by Brandon Lake. And while I'm thinking about it too, if you have a web browser handy, go ahead and pop that open, search for the lyrics, We Praise You, Bethel Music, lyrics. Okay, pull that up because you guys are going to need that. And while you're pulling that up, the song was originally recorded in the key of A. We're going to do it for the demonstration in the guys key. We're going to do it in the key of G. And then Charmaine's going to jump in and do some demos in the key of D for the girls. So this song, really for me, I feel like this song is such a great opener to our worship services. People are walking in. It gives us an opportunity to get our minds and our hearts focused on why we are there and for whom we are there. But vocally speaking, it doesn't necessarily have a wide range. But the thing is that the melody just repeatedly hammers away right there near or at the transition spot in our voice, right at that vocal bridge. Plus, on top of it, we have to keep our energy level up the whole time. And the other thing, too, that keeps this challenging is that there are a lot of ascending melodies for the brain, because it feels like we're just constantly climbing up. And, of course, our default sometimes is to think the higher it gets, the harder it gets. But it doesn't have to be when we have, the right strategies for achieving the higher notes. So before we go on, does everyone have the lyrics up in front of them? Awesome. Okay, we're going to address the chorus primarily, and then we'll address the bridge. With the chorus in particular, if we're not careful, we can default to pushing up the chest voice to reach those higher notes. So like, it would sound something like this if I were doing that. It would be like, we'll see you break down every wall. I mean, that hurts to even just demo that for you guys. We don't want that. There's no level of sustainability for us when we're singing like that. What we need is a proper resonator exercise to help us create more or less a pathway to more efficient connection in the voice. So today, the Pathfinder I've chosen for us to use is the wah, which we just did in our warm-up a second ago. And again, many of you guys who are as I think all you guys are worship vocalist subscribers, so you're familiar also with this one outside the context of our warm-up. So again, I want everyone just to give me a wah, wah, wah. Yeah, watch your mouths too. Again, watch those mouths. We want to keep that narrow, focused. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, and this exercise has a way of encouraging a lot of release and blend of resonance in our voice. And like I mentioned, that excessive whiny sound of that can help us keep our vocal cords together through the bridge and the transition spot. Okay, so here we go. When you guys are doing that wah, I just want to make sure, are you feeling that nasality at all? That's good. Because if you're not careful, you can tend to go wah, wah, and we don't want that at all. Okay, we want that wah, wah, wah. Right? Everyone feel that? Awesome, awesome. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to demonstrate the chorus with that exercise. I'm not going to do the lyrics yet. I'm just simply going to take the exercise through the melody of the chorus itself. So this is for the guys that are watching this video here today. So it'll be like a wah 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 wah. And this one can be a little bit more of the challenge in this line because the melody goes up a little bit higher. Let me show you, if I don't engage the proper resonator and I bear down on my chest voice, this is what this next line would sound like. It would sound like this. Wah, 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 wah. It just hurts. I'm sure it's painful for you guys to even hear me. It's painful enough for me to feel it. So we have to engage that wah nicely. Wah, 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 wah. There's so much more release in that. Okay, and then the last line. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Charmaine, would you be willing to demonstrate that for the girls?
Absolutely.
In your key of D?
Great. So girls, we're going to be right up here, key of D. So that's going to be our melody. So again, we're just doing the exercise, the wah exercise, not the lyrics yet. Here we go. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, keep that mouth narrow. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. This is the one as we go up here to that higher note. We're gonna I want you to go way more nasally than you think. Okay, here we go. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, do that line again. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Really nice. I see those scrunched noses and I like what that means.
Awesome, awesome. So everyone feeling good, feeling maybe even a little bit better on this? Awesome. Okay, so now that we've got the proper resonance going for us, let's move on to the lyrics of the song. Here's the thing though, we need to consider modifying our vowels in this song. And the reason why is when we use vowel modifications, we're basically making subtle adjustments to the vowel sound in order just to make it easier for us to sing. More specifically though, vowel modifications help us get our mouth in the most efficient shape for engaging our mixed voice. They also help take a good bit of strain off our vocal cords. I've noticed that for myself. And they're especially helpful when we're singing a diphthong. Now, some of you guys may be saying, well, what's a diphthong? Okay. Basically, a diphthong is when two vowel sounds are needing to fire off in one syllable all simultaneously at the same time. The sound basically begins as one vowel and moves towards another. I think an example of that would be like in this song when we're singing the word praise, okay? Praise, A, you hear two vowel sounds, right? So we have to be careful about that diphthong. We need to use vowel modifications in order to make those words a lot easier for us to sing. So here's what I'd like for everyone to do. Could you everyone just right now, let's actually exaggerate the diphthong first, okay? And then we'll kind of fix it. Everyone just say, praise. Yeah. And let's go ahead and get our mouth shapes ready for it, okay? Just to get ourselves prepared. Say it again, praise. Yeah, could you imagine trying to sing it like that, okay? We don't need to do that. We need to fix it, okay? So let's bank more on that first vowel. Everyone just say praise. Kind of softens it a little bit more. Praise. Good, 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 good. I'm trusting you guys are sounding good there. Okay. One more thing, and then we're going to launch a little bit more, actually, more specifically in the vowel modifications. I want to address consonants in here, okay? I would recommend everyone to look at lesson 13 in the Master Your Voice course on worship vocalist, because this particular topic of consonants is unpacked even further in greater detail. But for our purposes today, basically consonants tend to constrict, so we need to allow the resonance from the vowels to continue with as little restriction as possible. Does that make sense? Okay, so we emphasize consonants basically at the beginning of the word, but any of the consonants that are in the middle or the end of the word, we want to minimize them as much as possible. Also, if we're not careful, certain over-enunciating of consonants can lead to some tongue tension, and we don't want that. So the basic fix for that would be to keep the vowel sound as open as possible and the resonance flowing, but not fully pronouncing the consonant, okay? All right, so you guys ready? Launch into some vowel modifications? Okay, cool. This will be fun. I have said this many times before. I geek out on these vowel modifications, but I think I do just because they're so much fun. They tease my brain and they trick my brain, actually, and help me achieve these words a whole lot easier. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to walk through vowel modifications for every single word in every line of this chorus. We're just going to deal with a couple of anchor words. So if you want to look at your lyrics there, as we walk through this line by line, as I'm doing it, as I'm speaking these vowel modifications, I encourage you to also speak these vowel modifications. So let's look at that first line. It says, we'll see you break down every wall. Now I've got the lovely, the wonderful cue cards right here. Hopefully they show up well, okay? So we're going to start with that every wall in particular. So if you see this, and you may be thinking, Justin, why do you have an N right there? Because the word is not nevery wall, okay? The reason why we want to do that is because sometimes when we're singing words that start with a vowel, it can be a little challenging for us to lock into good resonance, healthy resonance, efficient resonance in the voice. So one of the tricks of the trade that we do is we take, if we can, the consonant, the ending consonant of the previous word, and we move it to the beginning of that next word that starts with a vowel to create a little bit of connection. The other thing in particular about the N in this particular song and with this word is that it naturally gives us or connects us into that pharyngeal mix that we need. So again, this will be, we'll see you break down every, not every, but every, okay? And here's a consonant, that R, everyone just say R. Yeah. Can you feel how your voice kind of gets swallowed there? Okay, we're losing efficient resonance, efficient articulation. So we want to minimize that as much as possible. So for this word, we'll break down nevri, not wall. Everyone say wall. Okay, that L is another one of those tricky ones. That L can get swallowed. So what we want to do is minimize that, and we want to say whoa, oh. We'll see you break down every wall. Everyone good so far? Awesome. Okay. The next line, we'll watch. You guys are going to get a kick out of this, I think. I couldn't fit this on one 3x5 card. Had to expand it into 2. Okay, we'll watch the giants fall. Okay, giants, no. What we want is there's that diphthong thing we were talking about. Giants. Everyone say giants. Okay, and what's cool about this is this Y keeps us also in a little bit of that pharyngeal resonance that we need there. Okay, we'll watch the giants, not fall, but fall, just like we had with wall. Okay, everyone good? Okay, I don't want to go too fast, but I also know our time is limited here. Okay. Next one. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. First off, I love that line. That is such a powerful line, okay? And we want our voices to effectively reflect the power of that line there. So fear cannot survive, not survive. Is that R, that pesky R? Survive when we, not when we, when we, Fear cannot survive when we praise you. And within the context of us singing it, it comes out exactly as you see the words there. Okay, let's go on to the next line. Okay, make sure I got these in order. The God of breakthroughs on our side. So this is another one of those cases like we had earlier in the song where we pulled a consonant sound over to the beginning of the next word that begins with a vowel. Okay, the God of breakthroughs on our, okay, Z, we got to do that Z, on our side, Z, our, okay, that, all right, we want to keep that nice and connected. On our side, okay, try this, let's exaggerate the diphthong. Everyone just say I, just like side, okay, that's that really bad diphthong, so we want to be careful about that. Bank on the vowel. Side. The God of breakthroughs on our side. Okay? The other thing I would say too is if you start to get to a place where you're like, boy, that's a lot to think about. Kind of a bottom line thing that I say to many of my students is just think about an open vowel. Okay? Just open mouth, open vowel. Okay? Or not open vowel, yeah, open mouth. Okay? Let's keep that in perspective. Next line, forever lift him high, not lift, okay? Lift him, okay? Lift him, okay? It looks weird, looks like leave him, okay? Lift him high, not high, but high. Everyone doing good? Okay. And I believe we will provide these on these vowel modifications in print form on the website once everything is done here. Okay, so next line, last line. With all creation cry, God, we praise you. That's a lot as well. With all creation, okay? With all creation cry. Creation cry. Not God, but God. God. Try that. With all creation cry, God, we praise you. Cool? It really does start to make a difference. Last line. Oh, if you know the song, okay? I'm not going to deal with that word, but the we praise you. We don't want to sing we praise you. We want to say we praise. There's that diphthong. We praise you. You. Okay? Everything good? Okay. So, now let's try to put all of this together. What we're going to do is we're going to do the exercise into the lyric with the vowel modifications. And I'm going to walk it through in the guys key with the guys. And as soon as we get through that, then Charmaine is going to walk through it with the vowel modifications with the girls in your key. So what we will do too is we will reset. We'll do the Pathfinder exercise, the wah, okay? We'll do that into each line and the vowel modifications, okay? You guys ready? Strap on your seatbelts. Here we go. Okay, so for the guys, let's do this because since the line goes up, let's hit a couple wah-wahs at the top. Wah, 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 wah. So that's where we're gonna be, okay? So we've got, we'll see you break down every wall. Okay, good, every. I hope you felt that connection there. Do that. Wah, wah, wah. We'll watch the giants fall. Okay? You can do it with me. I'll pause a little bit afterwards if there's a little bit of carryover. Okay? And then, where, fear cannot survive when we praise you. Good, good. I'm seeing some singing there nicely. Next one. Okay? Where, okay? The God of breakthroughs on our side. Now, remember, here's the part. Here's a line where it goes up a little bit higher. Okay? So we need to think about this one right here. Where. Feel that release, but we want that whininess. Where. Okay? Forever lift him high. And in practice, certainly swing the pendulum all the way over as much as possible on your resonance. Okay, last line. Okay, we have a where. See, with all creation cry, God, we praise you. And I couldn't get to this one quickly enough, but we praise you.
Awesome.
Sound good? Awesome. Charmaine, would you do it now?
Yeah, great. Those are sounding great. Okay, so girls, I just want you to hear, we're going to just do a couple of these things in our voice, in our key. I just want you to hear, because I know this was overwhelming for me at first, and for Justin at first, I know when he learned this, but the more you do them, the more you will learn to love them, right? Because my tendency used to be, we'll see you break down every wall, right? The mouth spreads wide. We just push up chest there. But listen to this. If I say every wall, everybody say that. And I posted the vowel modifications in the chat here, so you can follow along with that. Every wall. It goes from every wall to every wall. We'll see you break down every wall. Hear that? Okay, so let's just try out a couple of these. Instead of giants fall, everybody drop your jaw, say giants fall. It's so different. It helps engage the mix. It gets the mouth in that optimum position, right? Giants fall. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. Not fear cannot survive. I'm not exaggerating that. I mean, I am for what I do now, but that's how I used to sing. If I was going to sing it in this key, fear cannot survive. And my voice just hits that ceiling. The mouth is so inefficient. But I'm literally singing survive. Survive when we praise you. Can you guys hear the difference there? Okay, so what we're gonna do, we'll do this a tiny bit different just to kind of give you a couple different ways to practice. What Justin did there was a totally valid and amazing way to practice, just to kind of hit those whans on the top of the line, kind of where you need to be. What we'll do, ladies, is we'll do the whole chorus all the way through. I'm going to probably not even stop at all. We'll do it line by line, the whole line on the wah, and then the whole line with the lyric. Okay? So check out the chat there if you're live on the call. Here we go. Wah, 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 wah. We'll see you break down every wall. Do it with me. Wah, 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 wah. We'll watch the giants fall. Wah, 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 wah. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. And if you're 39 weeks pregnant, just take a little breather right here. I am. Or if you're not, still take a break. Here we go. Second half. Wah, 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 wah. The God of breakthroughs on our side. This is the line where we really need to exaggerate this top note. Okay, so really exaggerate this nasality when you get there. Forever lifted high. With all creation cry, God, we praise you. Awesome. Practice it like that, guys. Don't underestimate the power of slowing it down like this, line by line. Okay? Awesome. Justin, keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. That I had a mentor of mine. I don't know if he created this statement or not, but he said, you hear that statement, practice makes perfect. He always said, perfect practice makes perfect. So obviously we can never achieve perfection. Christ is the only one who is perfect, but in our efforts to being good stewards of the gifts that God has given us and the opportunities that God has given us to serve in our churches and singing and leading worship in our churches, no matter the size of the church or our small groups, okay, putting in the effort to working through these things line by line, word for word, really, I think, honors God. It's serving as unto him. So keep that in perspective, okay? All right. So similar to the chorus, if we're not careful, when we're going into this bridge, we can default to overextending the vocal cords by pushing up on the chest voice. So like in the bridge, in the guy's key, it does this is what heaven looks like, okay? If we push up, this is what heaven looks like. We praise you. It just doesn't work, okay? I'm a person that used to push my chest voice way too much, and sometimes it happens, and so that's when I shift my brain to thinking, no, you know what you need to do here, and employing the right techniques to it. So the reality is it just doesn't feel good when we do it like that. So we're going to use another Pathfinder exercise. This has become another one of my favorite exercises to use, and it's the mum. And why is it that I like to use this one? Well, basically it's because it helps to get more of a balanced or normalized mix voice tone in my voice. It's not excessively whiny. It's actually quite relaxed for me. And so my hope is that if you haven't worked on this particular exercise, you will love it when you get there. And my hope is that when we're singing this bridge here, you feel the warmth of that. Okay? So the other thing I want to say in this, make sure while we're doing this, you're not going too wide with your mouth. Okay? Sometimes we can get a little lazy and that can happen. Okay? We want the mouth shape to stay, pretty, neutral, vertical, okay? Rounded. And that allows our voices to more easily tilt into the mix. Okay? All right, so everyone just go, mom, 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 mom. Okay, mom. Okay, and you will feel a mix of resonance there between the pharyngeal and the and the chest voice there, and that's what we want. We want that mix there. Okay, so let me do this. I'm gonna demonstrate the bridge with the mum without the lyrics. Okay. Just with the melody, okay? Mom, 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 mom. It's nice and relaxed. I feel a mix of resonance there. I want the guys on the call to do this with me right now, okay? Mom, 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 mom. Mama, 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 mama. Cool.
Awesome.
All right, Charmaine, would you do that for the girls?
Yeah, let's do it in this key. So girls, it can be one thing I find in this part of the song, it can be kind of tempting to not engage enough of that mix, enough of that pharyngeal on these first three lines. Mama, 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 because we don't really need to. But where we do need it is on the we praise you, we, right? So prepare your voice for that top line in all of these mums by engaging more of that mama, 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 mom. Hear how that's different from mama, 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 bright versus dull. Okay, so we're just gonna do the mom. Here we go. Mama, 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 mom, Mama, mom, 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 mom. Mama, mom, 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 mom. Mom, 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 mom. One more time. Mama, mom, 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 mom. Mama, mom, 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 mom. Mama, mom, 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 mom. Mom, 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 mom. It's just a fun part of the song to sing. I
It
love the
really
rhythm
is.
there. I love it.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, so I would say they're really, for the sake of time as well, there aren't, I'm not really going to dive into a lot of vowel modifications, but one of the ones I do want to reiterate is that last line, we praise you, we praise you. Again, make sure not we're not going, we praise you, we praise you. Okay, we need that, like what we had here. We praise you, we praise you. Okay, with that mixed voice there. So for the guys, let's do this. Let's actually do the mum. Okay, the full line with the melody on the mum, and then straight into the lyric, just like we did just like the ladies did a second ago with the chorus. So we're gonna go, mum, 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 mum. This is what living looks like. Make sure you keep your mouth narrow, minimal movement on that mouth. Okay, let's do that line again, and we'll go into the next one. Mum, 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 mum. This is what living looks like. Okay, next one. Mum, 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 mum. This is what freedom feels like. Next line. Mum, 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 mum. This is what heaven sounds like. Okay, and the last line. Mum, 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 mum. And just like Charmaine was saying a second ago, really don't underestimate the power of mixing in a little bit more or tilting more into that pharyngeal resonance on this one. Okay? Mum, 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 mum. We praise you, we praise you. Okay? Does that feel good? Okay, Charmaine, would you take the ladies through it?
Love it. Okay, girls, we're going to do all 4 of these lines, mum, straight into the lyric. Okay, here we go. Mom, 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 mom. This is what living looks like. Mom, 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 mom. This is what freedom feels like. Mom, 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 mom. This is what heaven sounds like. Mom, 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 mom. We praise you, we praise you. One more time through that whole thing. Here we go. Mom, 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 mom. This is what living looks like. Mom, 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 mom. This is what freedom feels like. Mom, 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 mom. This is what heaven sounds like. Mom, 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 mom. We praise you, we praise you. Love it.
Nice, nice. All right, so one last thing in regards to the technique of this, just as a point of interest, I would say avoid hanging on to the word at the end of each line. So when we hang on to it too long, that can lend itself more towards classical singing. Not that classical singing is wrong. It's a wonderful way of singing. This is a different genre of music. This is more of a contemporary style. But we also don't want to swing the pendulum so far the other side that it just becomes this drop off. So what we don't want are these two options. We don't want, this is what heaven sounds like. Okay? And we don't want, this is what heaven sounds like. Okay? It's too much of a drop off. Okay? We just want to very simply come off the word quickly, but allow a little bit of resonance to continue on. This is what heaven sounds like. Okay? It's not a drop off, and I'm not holding it out too long. And it might take a little bit of finessing. You can kind of work on that yourself, but just a little bit of a tidbit of advice there. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Now, for those of you who are adventurous and attempting to go up to where Brandon Lake goes in the recording on this bridge, if you're familiar enough with it, he just he kicks into high gear. You can tell his energy is just moving and moving on that. Can you imagine being in that space and you're feeling that energy as well? Here's my advice on that. Know what your vocal budget is. And that basically means what you're able to do well and what you're able to do confidently. You should first know what your personal power voice sounds like, basically within the natural qualities of your vocal tone and your range. But keep this in mind, not comparing that to someone else's voice. And we're all guilty of that. We're guilty of comparing ourselves alone, let alone our voices. It's easy for us as male vocalists, for example, to go, oh my word, I wish I had a voice like Brandon Lake. You know, if you're a female vocalist, you might be saying, oh, I wish I had a voice like Brooke Ligertwood, you know. But God has uniquely created your voice the way that he has for his purposes. So within that, you being a good steward of that, know what your vocal budget is. Know what you can do confidently and what you can do well. That sound good? Just a little bit of advice there. Cool.
Amazing.
All right.
Amazing.
Charmaine?
Love that advice. Those are great exercises. Thank you so much, Justin, for taking us through. I was doing them along with you guys over here. Voice is feeling great. And thank you to all of you who hopped on today's call. Love you all. Have fun practicing these exercises. This is a fun song, so don't sweat too much while you're doing it, right? Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just have fun. It should be fun to practice. So awesome. We'll see you guys soon. Bye. Let me know how these strategies go for you. If you have any questions, just post them below. As always, I encourage you to check out my courses at theworshipvocalist.com. The most important thing you can do for your voice is to be exercising it consistently 3 to 5 times per week using specific strategic exercises that work out your chest, head, and pharyngeal resonators and train your voice to mix them together. I have hundreds of exercises that I've created for you along with video demonstrations and downloadable audio workouts. So if you don't already have a Worship Vocalist subscription, make sure to check that out at theworshipvocalist.com.